That was George Strait's latest Living for the Night, followed by George Strait propping up Kenny Chesney with Shift Work.
Nothing wrong with that.
631
Good stuff,
WEZL. We're talking about going back to school. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good, man.
Yeah, I was just calling in. You was talking about going back to school and everything, and I got a good little story for you.
All right.
My teacher used to beat me with a yardstick,
Right.
and she broke that on me about 3 or 4 times, and every time she'd break one, I'd have to go home and tell my mom and dad that I'd have to get her a new yardstick because I broke it.
Right.
And after about the 4th one, my dad come to school to find out why I kept breaking her yardsticks. And she told my mom and dad that she was whipping me with it. He said, well, I'll take care of that. So he went and bought a 1x4 and made me take it back to school and tell her to use that on me so he wouldn't have to buy any more yardsticks.
He's going broke. You getting whipped.
Yeah. And then after I got it at school, I'd go home and get it again.
Wow.
That's the way it worked, man. If you got in trouble at school, you got whipped on you when you got home.
I guarantee you, and I wish today they would do the same thing because it done a world of good for me.
Yeah, they'd end up in prison if they tried that now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, buddy, appreciate you calling, man.
All right, buddy. Y'all have a good day.
See ya. Now, will your wife go to prison for yelling at a kid, or is she allowed to yell at a kid?
She didn't put up with it. They respect her.
Yeah,
She just
right. I'm
didn't
just saying,
put up with
teachers
it.
in general, are they allowed now to yell at kids, or?
Well, I think they're allowed to yell,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think they're allowed to strike them. Send them down to the hall. Now, there is a paper you can sign as a parent, I believe, that you can allow the principal to spank you.
You've never signed it?
No, Bradley's never given the school any trouble.
Wait a minute now.
We're talking about Bradley.
And the one lady he did give trouble, I just went ahead and married her.
Weasel, good morning.
Good morning, son.
Hey, Mayor.
Yeah, just thinking about what y'all talking about going to school back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Catholic school, boy, and they some mean nuns, too.
Mean nuns? There's no such thing as a mean
Oh, I
nun.
tell you what, they give you a choice of wrapping your knuckles with a ruler or standing in the hall. And needless to say, I can still remember what that hall looks like.
Spent a lot of time staring at that other wall.
I can remember. And that Jap slap thing,
Yeah.
what I grew up knowing about it was that somebody slapped you so hard you start talking Japanese.
Oh,
That's how I grew up with.
That's pretty much what happened.
All right, well, how about play me a song?
What you want to hear?
That one about the fruit stand. Play it for them
Oh,
fellas.
yeah. Got you, man. Appreciate you
All
calling.
right, I appreciate it, TJ.
See you, buddy. And I guess my favorite form of punishment was squatting in that square.
Huh?
What?
That we had that science teacher that was the one that used to take us coon hunting and made us eat possum pie and stuff. He was a brilliant guy, but he was just odd. And he on the floor in the science room had these giant 12-inch square tiles. And if you got in trouble, he would make you go into the corner tile, and you couldn't use your hands on the wall. You couldn't touch the wall. If you did, that added time to your squatting.
Wow.
And then you'd have to put both feet in that square and squat down and stay there.
For how long?
It depended on what kind of mood he was in.
What'd he do with the fat kids?
Huh? I guess I don't know. Everybody squatted in a square that got in trouble. That's what you did. And you talk about pain.
Oh, I bet.
After about 20 minutes, your calves.
20 minutes
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you'd be in that thing an hour sometimes.
squatting.
Yeah. But he taught you how to do the coal miner squat. If he liked you, he would show you how to make it less painful. It still was uncomfortable, but he'd show you how to do the coal miner squat, which is you learn to do. It's flat-footed, and you kind of sit on your heels, and you can grab your knees, and it keeps you balanced that way, and you're not up on your toes, with your calves feeling like they're getting ready to snap.
I must have grew up in a different time because I don't
Well, you
remember
did.
any,
Absolutely.
You
any
did.
of this.
And your
Or
parents
maybe I was-
absolutely would.
Never say a word.
100%. Yeah, and like the guy said, you got beat when you got home.
Yeah.
You got in trouble if they knew about
Never
it.
say a word.
That's just insane, the things that you guys had to go through.
Oh, I wasn't going through. That's just part of growing up.
You didn't
You
want
weren't
to
in
go through
trouble
it.
every day, were
Not
you?
every. I wasn't one of those. No, but I mean, I
There
was
were some, though, at school. That,
Exactly.
I remember this kid named Eric Pincus. That kid was in trouble all the time.
all the time, every class.
And the difference in the square squat, we had to go to the corner and stand right with our nose right at the corner of the wall, and we'd have to stay there. We didn't have to squat down or anything like
Yeah.
that. But we had to put our nose right in the corner of the wall, and he'd leave us there for the whole class.
Now, was like dunce caps and stuff? Was that
No,
like
I never
prior to you
I didn't
guys?
have that.
I've never seen that.
No, that must have been prior to us.
That's something in a cartoon or something. I never saw that.
Well, they had to get it start somewhere.
I'm sure they used to do that somewhere, probably over in England. I don't think they'd ever do that around here.
No, they just do the square squat.
That's it. Beat you with a stick.
And roll their class rings around so they was on the palm of their hand and slap you in the back of the head with it.
Oh, don't you love school?
Jeez. But you know what? We loved and respected every one of those teachers.
Absolutely.
You were afraid of them.
No, we weren't. We loved and
beat the hell out of you.
We loved and respected every one of them.
Because
I
they
don't
wouldn't
remember
mess
being
with you if you didn't warrant it. You know.
I don't remember ever being afraid or hating any of those teachers, ever. I mean, Mr. Robinette, after he'd do all that crazy, we'd still go over and help him cut tobacco and whatever he needed. I mean, just because we wanted to. I mean, it was just a different kind of relationship you had with your elders back then. It was a matter of respect, I guess. Everybody was kind of like your parent.
Right.
I didn't hate any of my teachers, and they didn't have to beat the hell out of me.
Well, no, you just went. You weren't in class most of the time.
You were running the road picking up food for people.
I was running errands for them.
I'll be back. We got a test when? Yeah.
Now, Weasel Time Saver